Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you were meant for more? Like there's a fire inside you, but you just can't figure out how to ignite it. Listen, finding your purpose isn't about waiting for some magical sign. It's about taking control right now. In the next 18 minutes, we're going to cut through the noise, break past the doubt, and uncover exactly what drives you. Because the truth is, your purpose isn't lost. It's been inside you all along, and today, we're going to unleash it. Who's ready to take their life to the next level? Clarity is power. Think about it. How many people wander through life without a clear direction, jumping from one job to another, from one passion to another, constantly feeling unfulfilled? They're searching, but they don't even know what they're looking for. And the reason is simple. They haven't taken the time to define it. They haven't sat down, cut out the noise, and asked themselves the right questions. You see, purpose isn't something that magically appears one day. It's something you uncover, something you craft, something you refine. And the first step is clarity. Because when you know exactly what you want, everything else starts falling into place. Your energy shifts, your mindset sharpens. Opportunities that seemed invisible before suddenly start appearing. But it all starts with knowing what drives you, what excites you, what makes you come alive. Most people go through life playing defense. They react to circumstances instead of creating them. They drift through their days, taking what comes instead of intentionally designing a life that excites them. And here's the truth. You can't afford to live like that. Not if you want fulfillment. Not if you want impact. Not if you want to wake up every morning knowing you're on the right path. Now here's the problem. We live in a world that thrives on distractions. Social media, emails, endless to-do lists, all pulling you in 100 different directions. And if you're not careful, your attention gets hijacked, your focus gets scattered, and before you know it, you've spent another year, maybe even a decade, chasing things that don't even matter to you. That's why clarity isn't just important, it's necessary. It's the foundation of everything. The moment you get clear on what you truly want, decision-making becomes effortless. No more second guessing, no more confusion, no more being pulled in 10 different directions. You'll know exactly where to put your time, your energy, your focus. You'll stop saying yes to things that drain you and start saying yes to things that push you forward. And that, my friend, is where the magic happens. So how do you find that clarity? You ask yourself better questions. You take the time to reflect. You look at your life, your past, your experiences, and start connecting the dots. Because your purpose isn't something outside of you. It's already there, waiting to be uncovered. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Think back to a time in your life when you felt completely alive, when time disappeared, when you were so in the zone that nothing else mattered. What were you doing? Who were you with? What was it about that moment that lit you up? These moments are clues to what truly matters to you, clues to what your purpose might be. Now take it deeper. What are the things you would do even if you weren't getting paid for them? What's the thing people always come to you for advice on? What's the challenge you've overcome that you feel compelled to help others with? Because here's the thing, your purpose is often tied to your struggles. The pain you've endured, the lessons you've learned, the obstacles you've conquered. They're not random. They've shaped you, given you wisdom, and now they might just be the key to your purpose. And once you get that clarity, you can't just sit on it. Purpose without action is meaningless. You've got to step up, make a decision, and start moving, even if you don't have it all figured out, even if you're scared, even if you don't feel ready. Clarity doesn't mean you have all the answers. It just means you know the direction. The rest comes with movement. Every single day you have a choice. You can keep drifting, reacting, waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Or you can decide right now to take control, to take action, to eliminate the distractions, to stop living by default and start living by design. Clarity is power, and once you have it, nothing can stop you. The power of reflection is one of the most underrated tools in discovering your purpose. Most people are constantly in motion, busy with daily tasks, running from one obligation to the next, but they rarely stop to reflect. They rarely take the time to ask themselves the big questions. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Does this path fulfill me? Am I living in alignment with who I really am? Without reflection, life becomes reactive. You wake up, go through the motions, handle responsibilities, and repeat the cycle. But if you never stop to look inward, you'll never truly understand what drives you. And if you don't know what drives you, you'll never find your purpose. Clarity and purpose come from self-awareness, and self-awareness comes from asking the right questions. Reflection isn't about dwelling on the past or overanalyzing every decision. It's about stepping back and recognizing patterns. It's about connecting the dots in your life, seeing what has energized you, what has drained you, what has made you feel alive, and what has left you feeling empty. Every experience you've had, good or bad, has given you clues about what you're meant to do. But if you don't pause to reflect, you'll miss those clues. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most fulfilled, when time disappeared, when you were fully engaged, completely absorbed in what you were doing. What were you doing? Who were you with? What about that experience made it so powerful? These moments are not random. They are glimpses into what matters to you at the deepest level. They are road signs pointing you toward your purpose. On the flip side, think about the moments when you felt completely disconnected, when you were exhausted, uninspired, and unmotivated. What was draining your energy? What felt like a waste of time? When you take the time to reflect on both your highs and lows, patterns start to emerge. And those patterns are powerful. They reveal what lights you up and what dims your fire. But here's the thing, reflection without action is useless. Too many people get stuck in the phase of thinking, analyzing, and over-questioning. They want absolute certainty before they take a step forward. But life doesn't work that way. You don't find purpose by thinking about it forever. You find it by living, by doing, by taking action and adjusting along the way. Once you gain clarity from reflection, the next step is to align your actions with your insights. Start making decisions based on what excites you. Say yes to opportunities that resonate with you and say no to distractions that pull you off course. The more intentional you are with your time and energy, the faster you'll align with your purpose. Your past holds the clues to your future. Everything you've been through, every triumph, every failure, every struggle has shaped you into the person you are today. But most people don't take the time to study their own journey. They don't realize that their experiences contain valuable lessons that can guide them toward a meaningful life. Think about the biggest challenges you've faced. Maybe it was a tough childhood, a financial setback, a health crisis, or a period of self-doubt. Whatever it was, you survived it. You overcame it. And in doing so, you developed resilience, wisdom, and strength. But here's the key. Your struggles weren't just for you. They weren't just obstacles to overcome. They were teachers. They were preparing you for something greater. Often, our purpose is directly tied to our pain. The things that once hurt us the most can become the foundation for what we give back to the world. If you've struggled with something and found a way through it, there are people out there who need your insight. There are people who are currently facing the challenges you've already conquered, and your experiences, your lessons, could be the key to helping them. Think about the people you admire the most. Many of them have turned their biggest struggles into their biggest contributions. They've taken what could have been setbacks and transformed them into something powerful. And you can do the same. Your past isn't a burden, it's a blueprint. It's showing you what you care about, what you're passionate about, and where you can make the biggest impact. But here's where most people go wrong. They either ignore their past or let it define them in a negative way. They either pretend their struggles never happened, or they believe those struggles mean they aren't capable of success. Both mindsets are limiting. The truth is, your past doesn't limit you, it prepares you. If you take the time to reflect, to extract the lessons, to see the patterns, you'll realize that you've been collecting the pieces of your purpose all along. Finding your purpose isn't about looking for something outside of yourself. It's about recognizing what's already inside you. It's about reflecting on your experiences, learning from them, and using them as fuel to create a future that excites you. Your past is a gift. Use it wisely. Your past holds the clues to your future, but most people overlook this. They think purpose is something external, something they need to go out and find, when in reality it has been with them all along. Everything you've been through, every experience, every challenge, every success, and every failure has shaped who you are. It has given you insight, resilience, and wisdom. If you take the time to reflect on your journey, you will start to see patterns. You will start to see that the things you have been naturally drawn to, the things you have struggled with, and the things that have given you the most fulfillment are not random. They are all interconnected, guiding you toward your purpose. Think back to when you were a child, before the world told you what you should do, before expectations, responsibilities, and fears clouded your vision. What did you love to do? What excited you? What made you feel alive? Often the things we were passionate about as children hold the purest form of our interests. But as we grow, society, family, and circumstances push us in different directions. We start making decisions based on what is practical rather than what ignites us. We take jobs that don't inspire us. We follow paths that don't fulfill us. And before we know it, we're stuck in a cycle, feeling lost, wondering why we lack a sense of purpose. The answer isn't to abandon everything and start over. The answer is to reconnect with those original sparks, the things that made you feel the most alive, and find a way to integrate them into your life now. If you look at your past, you will see moments where you felt a deep sense of joy, engagement, and flow. You will also see moments where you felt drained, uninspired, and disconnected. Those experiences are not coincidences. They are data points showing you what aligns with your true self and what doesn't. Your struggles are just as important as your passions. In fact, they might be even more important, because often our purpose is hidden in our pain. The biggest challenges you have faced were not just obstacles, they were lessons, shaping you for something greater. The struggles you have overcome are clues to the value you can offer the world. Think about it. If you have gone through something difficult and found a way through it, that means you have knowledge, insight, and experience that others don't. And there are people out there right now who are going through the same thing you once did, looking for answers, looking for guidance, looking for someone who understands. What if your struggles weren't just something to endure, but something to use? What if the very thing that once caused you pain could become the foundation of your purpose? Some of the most impactful people in the world, leaders, entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers, artists, have taken their hardest moments and turned them into something meaningful. They have used their personal challenges to fuel their mission, and you can do the same. Take a moment to think about the biggest challenges you have faced. Maybe it was a health struggle, a financial hardship, a personal loss, or a period of deep self-doubt. Whatever it was, you got through it. You may have scars, but you also have strength. You gained perspective, resilience, and wisdom. And now you have a choice. You can either see your past struggles as something that happened to you, or you can see them as something that happened for you. The difference is massive. When you shift your mindset and start viewing your past as a source of power rather than a source of pain, you unlock a whole new level of purpose. You begin to realize that everything you have been through has been preparing you for something bigger. You start to see that your experiences have equipped you with unique gifts that can be used to help others, to make an impact, and to build a life that excites you. Purpose isn't about picking a random goal and chasing it. It's about looking at your life, seeing the patterns, and recognizing where you are naturally being pulled. It's about embracing your passions and your struggles, using both as fuel to move forward. It's about realizing that the answers you've been looking for have been with you all along. You just needed to pay attention. So if you feel lost, if you feel unsure about your direction, don't look outside of yourself, look within. Look at your experiences, look at the moments that have shaped you. Look at the struggles you have overcome. Because in those moments, your purpose is waiting to be uncovered. Massive action creates momentum. And momentum is the force that separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for clarity, waiting for confidence. But the truth is, clarity comes from action, not the other way around. You don't wake up one day with all the answers. You don't sit around thinking your way into purpose. You move, and through movement, you gain clarity. Most people are paralyzed by the idea that they need to have everything figured out before they begin. They hesitate, overthink, and let fear talk them out of taking action. But purpose is not something you find by sitting still. It's something you uncover by taking action, testing, failing, learning, and adjusting along the way. Action is what breaks through fear. Action is what turns an idea into reality. And the moment you start taking massive action, momentum begins to build. Think of a heavy train sitting on the tracks. If it's at a standstill, even a small block in front of the wheels can keep it from moving. But once that train starts moving, it becomes unstoppable. It can smash through obstacles with ease. The same is true in life. When you're stuck in inaction, even small fears and doubts can hold you back. But when you start taking massive, consistent action, you become an unstoppable force. You build momentum, and that momentum propels you forward faster than you ever imagined. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they need to feel ready before they act. They believe they need more knowledge, more preparation, more confidence, but readiness is an illusion. Confidence doesn't come first, action does. Confidence is built through doing. The more you act, the more capable you feel. The more capable you feel, the more confident you become. And when you're confident, you're willing to take even bigger actions. It's a cycle, and it all starts with that first move. You don't need to know the entire path, you just need to take the first step. When you take one step forward, the next step becomes clearer, and then the next and the next. But if you stay stuck in inaction, overthinking, waiting for the stars to align, you'll stay exactly where you are. No one is coming to hand you your purpose. No one is going to tell you here, this is what you were meant to do. You have to take ownership. You have to create it. You have to move, and through movement, you'll find your way. Action also eliminates fear. Fear thrives in inaction. The longer you wait, the bigger your fears grow. But when you take action, even small action, fear starts to fade. You prove to yourself that you're capable. You build evidence that you can handle challenges. And suddenly, the things that once scared you don't seem so big anymore. Massive action doesn't mean reckless action. It doesn't mean doing 100 things at once with no direction. It means taking bold, consistent steps toward what excites you, what drives you, what aligns with your deeper purpose. It means committing to progress every single day, no matter how small. It means refusing to let fear, doubt, or uncertainty keep you from moving forward. Think about the most successful people in any field. They didn't get there by accident. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't sit around waiting for clarity to strike. They took massive action day after day before they felt ready, before they had all the answers. And that action is what created their success. So what's stopping you? What is one action you can take today, right now, that will move you closer to what you want? Maybe it's reaching out to someone who can mentor you. Maybe it's writing the first page of the book you've been thinking about. Maybe it's applying for that opportunity, launching that project, making that phone call. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something. Because once you move, momentum kicks in, and that momentum will take you further than you ever thought possible. Massive action is the key to transformation. It's the difference between those who dream and those who do. And the best part, the moment you take action, you are no longer stuck. You are no longer waiting. You are in motion. And motion is where all the magic happens. The people you surround yourself with shape your mindset, your beliefs, and ultimately your destiny. Whether you realize it or not, the people in your life influence the way you think, the standards you set for yourself, and the actions you take. If you're constantly around individuals who settle for mediocrity, who complain, who make excuses, and who don't push themselves, you will eventually absorb those habits. It's inevitable. But when you surround yourself with people who are driven, passionate, and constantly striving for more, their mindset will begin to rub off on you. You will start thinking bigger, taking bolder action, and expecting more from yourself. Most people don't take a hard enough look at their environment. They don't question whether the people around them are lifting them up or holding them back. They assume that friendships and relationships are just a matter of circumstance, something that happens naturally over time. But here's the truth. You must be intentional about who you allow into your life. You must protect your energy and surround yourself with people who align with your vision, your values, and your growth. Because if you don't, your environment will control you instead of the other way around. Think about it like this. If you plant a seed in toxic soil, no matter how much potential that seed has, it will struggle to grow. But if you plant that same seed in rich, fertile soil, it will flourish. You are that seed, and your environment is the soil. If you're in an environment filled with negativity, doubt, and low standards, it will be incredibly difficult to grow into your full potential. But when you place yourself in an environment that challenges you, inspires you, and pushes you to be better, your growth becomes inevitable. The question you need to ask yourself is this: who are the 5 people I spend the most time with? Because whether you like it or not, you are becoming like them. Their habits, their attitudes, their beliefs are influencing you every single day. If they are ambitious, driven, and constantly pushing their limits, you will naturally start to do the same. But if they are constantly complaining, blaming others, and settling for less, you will find yourself adopting those behaviors without even realizing it. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life completely. It means you need to be mindful of how much influence certain people have over you. Some relationships will need to shift. Some conversations will need to change. And in some cases, you may need to distance yourself from certain people altogether. It's not about being ruthless. It's about protecting your energy and making sure you are in an environment that fuels your purpose instead of draining it. At the same time, you need to actively seek out people who will challenge you to grow. Find mentors, coaches, and peers who are ahead of you in the areas you want to improve. Learn from them, model their habits, absorb their mindset. If you want to get in better shape, spend time with people who prioritize fitness. If you want to start a business, surround yourself with entrepreneurs. If you want to develop a stronger mindset, seek out people who are disciplined and resilient. Technology has made this easier than ever. Even if you don't have access to high-level mentors in person, you can learn from them through books, podcasts, courses, and online communities. You can surround yourself with the right energy, even if you're not physically near the people you aspire to be like. The key is to immerse yourself in an environment that constantly pushes you to level up. One of the most powerful things you can do is find a peer group that holds you to a higher standard. Accountability is a game changer. When you surround yourself with people who expect more from you, who won't let you settle, who challenge you to be your best, your growth accelerates, because now it's not just about your own motivation, it's about showing up for the people around you. The reality is you will rise or fall to the level of your environment. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you are in a negative, uninspiring, or stagnant environment, you will struggle to reach that potential. But if you put yourself in a space where excellence is the standard, where growth is expected, and where success is the norm, you will naturally elevate. You have the power to shape your environment. You have the power to choose who you spend time with, what influences you allow into your life, and what standards you hold yourself to. Be intentional. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with the right people, and you will find that your purpose, your growth, and your success will unfold faster than you ever imagined. Your purpose isn't just about you. It's about what you can give, how you can serve, and the impact you can make on others. The people who live with the deepest sense of fulfillment aren't those who focus solely on their own success. They're the ones who contribute, who uplift, who create value in the lives of others. Because true purpose isn't just about personal achievement. It's about making a difference beyond yourself. Too many people search for their purpose by asking, what do I want? What will make me happy? But the real question should be, how can I serve? What problem can I solve? Who can I help? When you shift your focus from getting to giving, everything changes. You move from a self-centered pursuit to a mission-driven life. And the paradox is, the more you give, the more fulfillment, meaning, and even success you experience in return. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most alive. Were they the times when you achieved something just for yourself? Or were they the times when you made a real difference in someone else's life? Maybe it was a time when you helped a friend through a tough situation. Maybe it was when you mentored someone, when you created something that inspired others, or when you contributed your time, skills, or knowledge to something bigger than yourself. Those moments stand out because they connect you to something deeper than personal gain. They connect you to impact. This doesn't mean you have to dedicate your life to charity or sacrifice everything for others. It simply means that your purpose will be most powerful when it is tied to contribution. It means finding ways to use your unique skills, experiences, and passions to serve others in a meaningful way. If you're an artist, your work can inspire. If you're a teacher, your knowledge can transform lives. If you're an entrepreneur, your business can solve real problems. If you've overcome struggles, your story can give hope to those facing the same battles. Contribution comes in many forms, but the core principle is the same. Your life has more meaning when you use what you have to make a difference. One of the biggest reasons people feel lost is because they are too focused on themselves. They are caught in a loop of self-doubt, overthinking, and questioning their worth. But when you shift your focus outward, when you start asking, how can I help? Who needs what I have to offer? That uncertainty disappears because now it's not just about you, it's about the value you can create. And when you focus on value, opportunities start appearing, momentum builds, and suddenly your path becomes clear. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't start by chasing wealth or fame. They started by solving problems, by filling a need, by creating something that made other people's lives better. And in doing so, they built businesses, careers, and legacies that had deep meaning. Purpose-driven success is different from personal ambition. Ambition alone can lead to burnout because it's never enough. You hit a goal and then you need the next one. You achieve something and the satisfaction fades. But when your success is rooted in contribution, the fulfillment lasts. Because now it's not just about hitting numbers or reaching milestones, it's about impact. Contribution doesn't just benefit others, it transforms you. It expands your perspective, deepens your relationships, and gives you a sense of meaning that material success alone can never provide. When you focus on giving, you attract the right people into your life. People who share your values, people who uplift and support you. You become someone who others respect, trust, and look up to. And that creates a cycle where the more you give, the more you grow, and the more you grow, the more you can give. If you're struggling to find your purpose, start by looking for ways to contribute. Ask yourself, what do I know that could help someone else? What skills do I have that others need? What experiences have I been through that could inspire or guide others? Purpose isn't something you wait for, it's something you create through action. And the simplest way to create it is by showing up and serving in whatever way you can. The world doesn't need more people chasing empty goals. It needs more people who are willing to step up, to contribute, to bring their best to the table. When you make that shift, when you commit to adding value, to solving problems, to making a difference, you won't just find success, you'll find something far greater. A life of true meaning, deep fulfillment, and lasting impact.